Hey everybody, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Hope you've all had a great week, great weekend. I'm filming this on Sunday evening and it's going to go out Monday morning. But the last long form video that we released was, I think, last Sunday. And I'm going to get into why that was. I did a short just a couple days ago talking about the ups and downs of living with chronic pain. And that's what I've been dealing with pretty much the whole last week. So I wanted to talk about some of these issues and get into it. Those of us who live with and contend with high impact chronic pain know all about the sometimes very radical ups and downs that come along with living with these issues. For me personally, what happened was I had a doctor's appointment with my pain management doctor. And like a lot of people have told me since we started this channel, I go into my pain management doctor and they've unilaterally decided that they're changing almost all of the patient's medications from one thing to something else. And I had, striven really, really hard to get to a place with my pain management to even get into one actually and not have them look me in the eye and say, "You're too young for pain management, go live in pain." I finally got into a pain management clinic that was actually pretty compassionate and they were really trying to help. But then, just a few months goes by and here I am walking into the office and they're like, everything's changed. We're swapping a big portion of everybody from one thing to another, and it's arbitrary. So because of that switch, my pain levels wound up skyrocketing. And because I'd put so much effort into getting to that point where I thought I had at least some of this under control, to see all that pulled out from under me, like a bad joke, like Larry, Curly, and Moe or something, it felt just absolutely damn terrible. Depression, anxiety, what happens next? How do I get back on the road that I wanted to be on and that was actually helping me somewhat? A big thing that I have a problem with and that I've noticed over and over since starting this channel is doctors acting unilaterally like this. And when they do, it's going to cause patients, not always, but a lot of times it's going to cause a lot of issues for patients. So that's what sort of started me down this last week of having a pretty bad week. The pain levels skyrocketed because my meds were changed. And then my depression, PTSD, anxiety, and all that flares up. And all of these things can cause major changes on how we're acting in our lives, how we're acting towards the people we love around us. And we need to carry a lot of self-awareness. We need to carry a lot of self-awareness to, see that we're doing those things. If we start to snap at people around us because things are going wrong for us, especially with the people that love us and are just trying to help. So if you are a loved one, just realize we're not doing it on purpose. It's just these things mount up and mount up and mount up and mount up. And we're constantly deferential to everybody around us because we don't want to create problems. We don't want to share our problems and make our burdens yours as well. So a lot of that stuff gets held in. And then if you have, bad things happen or disappointments like I did this last week, all of that can come bursting out and we can wind up taking it out on the people we love. So having the self-awareness to realize that could happen or that we're about to do that is really important. But at the same time, going to the people around us that we love and telling them, hey guys, this last couple of days or week was shit. Things went not my way at all. Things went badly for me, and I'm having a hard time both physically and mentally. And, I'd love your patience and help in any way you can. And guys, they will give it. They love us. They're trying to be patient. I do believe that as long as we keep those lines of communication open, it'll be okay for the most part. But so I had to contend with that. And then I also contend with seizures, which I haven't talked about on this channel at all. But because of those seizures, I myself am not allowed to drive a car right now. Haven't been able to drive a car in about 9.5 months because you have to be 6 months seizure free. And that really started messing with me this week, made me really depressed because driving and being independent are super important to me. And I love cars. I love to drive. I love to be on the road when possible. And to have those things, just constantly taken from me, and I can't get out, can't deal with the issues I need to deal with because seizures are interfering with my life on top of everything else. So it was just sort of this snowball effect. And I had to tell all the people that I love around me, not that there's that many, I'm pretty isolated at this, at this point, but telling the people around me, hey, this has happened. I'm in a really shit mood. If you don't mind, here's a couple things you could do to help. And they do. And I'm sure that you'll have people like that around you too. So anyways, we can wake up on any given day and not know how our bodies are going to treat us that day. Are we going to be okay for the most part? Is our pain going to be mostly under control? Are we going to be able to have a decent day interacting with people and it not become a huge strain just to get through the day? Or are we going to wake up in massive amounts of pain, muscle spasms, and right off the bat from the get-go that day, everything's already bad just from having woken up, right? And then on top of all of this, the difficulty level of which accessing effective pain management has become makes all these issues worse, like I talk about in almost every video. All these problems that we have to contend with as people suffering from high impact chronic pain and illness, they're all made worse because we cannot, for a lot of people, cannot get into proper effective pain management. And even when we do get into the pain management system, that pain is very, very, very often undertreated. And like, my story, my pain was untreated altogether by the medical profession for about 10.5 years. So, you have all these people with undertreated pain, and it's causing all of these issues in their lives to be amplified as bigger and bigger problems than they already are. And these are already huge issues that we have to contend with on a daily basis. So we literally don't know how our bodies are going to treat us from 1 minute to the next, one day to the next. We want to interact with the people we love. We want to do things, but the pain and the stuff going on in our lives gets in the way. And then we feel bad for having interfered with our partners or loved ones' lives and stopped them from being able to do certain things they wanted to do. And, all of these things. And then you have the ups. We can literally go, sometimes maybe a month, sometimes 6 months, maybe even a year where overall things weren't terrible, right? But that can all literally get flushed down the toilet by, one wrong movement, depending on your back or joints or whatever. And then that mental spiral starts again, which causes so many of these issues. I really believe that a lot of the worst downs that we have when dealing with all these issues come mostly from the mental health problems. I mean, yeah, the pain absolutely sucks, but it's all these things stacking up against us, one after the other after the other, and it seems like we can't ever make actual progress and get a result, right? So it's like we're almost swimming against the current constantly, and we get tired of it, and we don't know where to go at some point. So anyways, that's what I've been having to contend with the last week or so. I know that probably almost all of you out there watching these videos and people that you show these videos to suffering from chronic illness and chronic pain will know what I'm talking about with these ups and downs and the things that cause them, our bodies not cooperating, the mental health problems that come along with it. So please leave your comments down below. Tell us exactly, what issues you've had with these things, how you've tried to cope with them, anybody in your life that helps you with these issues. Like I say in every single video, your stories are special and unique, just like you, and they are going to be a massive boon and can of ammunition in our fight for pain management reform. Your stories will show people what's happening to their fellow compatriots all over the country, and it's so important that people start to realize these things aren't happening to some abstract idea of a person. They are happening to real people that are flesh and blood and that have pain. So be sure and leave those comments, please. They're super important. Hit that like and subscribe button. And the first 3 commenters underneath the video are going to get sent one of the new pins. I hope you can see that at least okay. Going to get sent one of the new pins for Chronic Pain Warriors United. First 3 comments, y'all get one of these. So, I'm Marlon with Chronic Pain Warriors United. Y'all be blessed and be well. We'll talk to y'all real soon. Cheers.